This is Shelley, the Community Manager for Formula Botanica, and I'm joined by the lovely Suzanne.
Hello, everybody.
Hi everyone. So we're jumping in really quickly because we just want to go through the top 5 formulation blogs you should be checking out right now. So we're hopefully going to give you a little bit of inspiration. And if you're sitting at home thinking you just need an extra tip or you want to make something new, we think we can send you in the right direction with the 5 that we have chosen. Before we get started, I just want to let you know that we have a webinar coming up on Wednesday, the 6th of March. We're going to be talking all about hyaluronic acid. Sorry, I always have trouble saying that one. We're going to be covering the type of hyaluronic acid that you should be using. We're also going to be covering up some mistakes that people make. We see these mistakes all the time, and we're going to be covering them and showing you what you need to do instead. And we're also going to be talking about the myths and people think about hyaluronic acid. You might think you know the ingredient, but do you know it? We're going to be covering all about that and just putting you on the right path to using it in your formulations. And if you want to join that webinar, the link is right down below. Really easy to register. Click on the link, grab your spot. It'll be Wednesday, 6th of March, and we hope to see you for that one. So, Suzanne, do you use hyaluronic acid?
I do. I love it. I use a combination of low molecular weight and high molecular weight. So I'm looking forward to this webinar just for that reason.
It's going to be really, really great. So just grab your spot, really easy. The link should be in the description down below. So just grab it and we will see you on Wednesday, 6th of March. Right, well, let's get started with the blogs that we're going to be talking about. So number 1. Okay, so I think we have the 8 points you must know before making homemade skincare. So Suzanne, why have we chosen this one?
Yes, I think this is a really good one because it covers some basic information that all of us have to know. Mm-hmm. And out of the 8 points, I think my favorite one is the right ingredients for making homemade skincare. That's number 1, actually, out of the 8. But it's so important because many of us think, okay, maybe I can buy my ingredients at the supermarket, or maybe I can, what about my oils? Can I just use the oil that I use for cooking? So it's a really interesting one for that reason.
Exactly. And that is what everyone wants to be doing. That's why people are probably joining this live. That's why people are in our community groups at Formula Botanica, because that's what they want to be doing. So it's a really great one. And it breaks it down, I think, in 5 easy steps of everything you need to be covering. So definitely check that out, especially if you're a beginner formulator. So it can sometimes be a bit confusing, a little bit overwhelming. And that one really breaks it down in a really simple, easy way to understand. So we really do recommend that one if you're starting out. Okay.
Yes, it does, Lisa. And the one thing I wanted to say is that there is just so much information online. You don't know who to believe, what to believe, what's right or wrong. So this is a really good blog post to start with.
Exactly. Okay, next. Now, this one we see all the time. At Formula Botanica, we have our community groups, and we have something called the Skincare Entrepreneur Mastermind Group, which is on Facebook. And we see people using essential oils in the wrong way all the time. So this one is called Never Measure Essential Oils in Drops. And
that's right.
You know that. So why do we say that?
Because every essential oil bottle has a different tip. And you just never really know how much is going to come out. And having said that, every essential oil has dermal limits that we need to follow. So some of them can be really sensitizing to the skin, and some of them are fine to use at a higher quantity. So I really love this blog post because it reminds me of when I first started. Before even learning about Formula Botanica and the amazing courses that I could learn, the first thing I made was a body butter. And I measured everything in teaspoons, and I just added essential oils, drops until I could smell it and I could figure out what smells nice. And I didn't know that some of them were sensitizing, and I developed such a bad rash from it. So this is a really great blog post to look at. I love that it breaks down some of the differences in some of the essential oils by weight. So you can see in the blog post, for example, one container you will use 1 drop, and one you will use 1 drop, but it shows you the difference in weight in grams to what that turns out to be. So it's a must read.
Amazing, thank you. I just want to give a little shout out to Denise. Denise is always joining our lives. Hello, and Lauren as well. So hello, both of you and everyone else in the live as well. Just give us a question if you have one for Suzanne. She will do her best to answer it. And hello from everyone. And let us know where you're joining from around the world, because we do have an international community that we're very proud of. So just let us know what country you are signing in from, and we'll give you a little hello. Okay, next one. Now, this
Yes.
one is super popular. So it is something that we see all the time. It is generally the first thing that people make, but it's called How to Make a Body Butter with 7 Ingredients. So why have we chosen this one? And why does everyone love body butters?
Oh my gosh, body butters are so beautiful. They're fairly easy to make, and it's one of the first formulations that Formula Botanica teaches in the diploma in organic skincare formulation, because it doesn't include water, so you don't need to include preservatives per se. But it's just a fairly easy one to get your hands wet when you really want to start and make something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So this blog post sort of guides you through how to make your very first amazing body butter. And one of the things I love about this blog post, Lisa, is that it actually touches on some butters that we don't usually hear about, because everybody's heard of shea butter, mango butter, but maybe not kubuasu butter or ilipe butter, muru muru. Like, those are butters that are so beautiful and so rich for the skin. So this formulation that this blog post teaches combines some of those more interesting butters for an amazing skin feel.
exactly. And
Awesome. I love it.
everyone can make a body butter. The only
Yeah.
thing you need to decide is whipped or not whipped. And if you don't know about that, just check out the blog post. They're all linked below, and it will become fully apparent to you what the differences are, and you need to
Yeah.
make your choice. Okay, so next one is, this one is a great one because it is called the Ultimate DIY Guide, 22 Easy Beauty Gifts to Make at Home. So there's tons of suggestions in this blog
Mhm.
post. So why have we chosen this one?
So, Mother's Day is coming up for many of us,
Yep.
and Valentine's Day passed, but there's so many different celebrations. And even if you're looking to gift somebody something, there's some amazing suggestions in here. My favorite one, I think it has to be how to make solid beauty bars.
Mm-hmm.
These are fairly easy to make, and so beautiful, because you can just package it you wrap it in a coffee filter, put it in a little box or even in a little tin. So these solid beauty bars replace a soap, and we talk a little bit about the differences between that in this blog post. So it's great. It has amazing ideas of things that you can make and gift, and things that you can make and buy. So after you've made your body butter, maybe you are curious about using different powdered ingredients to make beauty products. That's all in there too. It's an
Exactly.
awesome one.
I'm just going to give a quick shout out to T Mason that's joined us, Adela and Chris. Hello. And Suzanne, you just mentioned obviously solid bars is your favorite, and I've seen your conditioner and shampoo bar. Do you want to tell us what your brand is? And because
Oh, yes. Well, I'm a little bit of a hair nerd.
yeah.
So I love anything hair. And after I studied the diploma in organic skincare formulation, I studied the diploma in organic hair care formulation. And I fell in love with hair products. So I developed a brand of my own. It's called O Bloom, True by Nature. And I make these amazing shampoo bars. So they're basically, for those who are not familiar, it's basically like a solid beauty bar, but it's specifically made for the hair. And I'm an eco warrior, so anything green and package free is for me. So I just love making that, and that's one of the things we teach in the hair care course. Yeah.
Exactly. And I can say absolutely that Suzanne's bar is just gorgeous. Every time we post it in the community, we get hundreds and hundreds of likes. It's absolutely fantastic. So last but not least, we have people using a lot of oils, but obviously there's a lot to take into account with that. So can you say what our fifth blog is, Suzanne, that we've chosen?
Yes. So this one is called The Chemist's Guide to Check and Plant Oils for Heat Sensitivity. And this is, I think, one of our most popular ones, because a lot of people, and especially when you're searching online, excuse me, for DIY recipes to make using butters and oils, you don't know and you don't consider that a lot of these ingredients are heat sensitive. And what that means is that as soon as you heat them over a certain temperature, they're going to degrade. And all the amazing benefits are going to be gone from that ingredient. So this blog post talks about which ones are heat sensitive and why you need to consider them. It breaks down some of the most commonly used oils so you can see the composition of them. But it also gives you an amazing list of which oils are heat sensitive. So you can take a look, for example, if you're going to be using borage seed oil or if you're going to be using sunflower seed oil, can you heat them? Can you not heat them? So that's something really important to consider when you're making natural products that use plant-based alternatives, like plant-based oils and butters. Um, is it really going to be worth it? And if you want it to be worth it and not burn these ingredients off, this is a blog post for you.
Great. I mean, it's worth noting we've covered these blog posts really tiny here. We've just kind of given you like a tiny snippet, but
Yes.
all the information is in them. So they should be linked below wherever you're watching. So just open them, have a look, add your questions. And if you think of something you would like to know more about, we probably do have a blog post on it. So just use the search option on the side or leave your comment below and we'll do another one and we'll do another top 5 list for you. And
Yeah.
thank you, Suzanne, for joining us. And you've given such a good lovely overview. Suzanne knows so much. She's just the fountain of knowledge around here. And if you would like to know more about hyaluronic acid, I'm always going to have trouble saying that. Just use the webinar link below. Sign up for Wednesday, 6th of March. Grab your spot because that webinar is just going to be absolutely fantastic. Packed full of ton of value. It's completely free to join. So if you are formulating and you think you might use it or use it right now, it's definitely one for you. And I will see you probably with Suzanne in the next month. We'll be talking to you about another interesting topic. So
Yes.
thank
Awesome.
you for joining us.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.